everybody, and welcome to my channel. This is my very first Valentine's Day mani of the year. As usual, I'm using Peel Base. I've been using Mani Boss recently and I love it, but here's to give you an idea of everything that's going on today. Drizzle Beauty sent over this massive kit of dip powders for me to try. Here are 4 of the glitters, and then you have like the pinks, the purples, the neutrals, and then here are all the blues and like 1 green. A lot of dip powders, right? So I didn't get their liquids. So today I'm just going to be using Triple D liquids, but like, look, there's so many colors. So the vibe I was going for, thank you for Hooked on Dip Nails for the inspiration for this. She told me I should do like some stiletto heart tips like I did a couple years ago, but just put a different twist on it. So I'm going to be using these pastel ones. I was very inspired by conversation hearts. And Erica is going to be my girl for a base color. So to start, I know it looks complicated, but I trust you. Trust me, it's not. I'm just drawing from like the center of my tip to the side. And then I go from the side down to the center of my tip. It's literally like a swoop. I pinky promise it is not complicated. I tried it on a swatch first, so I encourage you to try it on a swatch as well if you look forward to trying this out on your nails. Try it on a swatch stick first. Once you get the hang of that movement, it gets easy to do on your nails. So this was just 1 dip. I absolutely love how it looks already. I'm gonna go ahead and dip and do the swoop thingy, tracing over exactly what I just dipped right now. I am going to do a slightly larger swoop on the right hand side because I noticed that one's a little bit small. This is where I love doing the second dip because you can do any like corrections at this moment by choosing to make your one swoop a little larger than the other. I am extremely pleased with how this heart is looking so far. So, I want to push back my cuticles because I need to encapsulate all this in like Erica. This cuticle pusher that came in this kit is really nice. It has some weight to it. Anyways, so I'm applying base to the upper half, like the clear area of my nail, because that's where I want Erica to be focused on. The reason I chose Erica and not clear is because Erica is more of a coverage pink, meaning it will hide my natural nail bed, but it looks like really natural. So it looks like I only have tips on, when in actuality, I'm like covering everything. So I was not pleased with the application of Erica. So I do like Erica as a whole, but when Erica gets on the blue, it kind of changes the color a little bit. So you can kind of see it there. I don't know, but I'm dipping in clear at this point because I am actually not, I don't want it to change the color. Okay, so things are going to happen a little differently from here on out. I'm actually going to dip all of my nails in Erica from the get-go. I want the coverage pink. It means like, that's part of my image here, is I want the Erica as the base. It's very important to me. So what I'm going to do is Erica on all my nails, and then I'm going to go in and like trace the hearts on my tips, and then kind of do some encapsulation in clear dip powder so that the tips, the colored tips, don't get like foggy. That's what it was. Erica didn't change the color, it made it foggy. That's what I meant. So I don't want the tips foggy, so I'm going to go in with clear dip powder over top of everything. Here's a close-up look of, I only got a small amount of Erica on the blue. It's right there on the right-hand side corner. So thankfully it didn't like ruin everything, but I knew if I went over the entire nail in it, it was just going to be a disaster and I would have taken it all off. So right now I'm switching colors. I'm going into the pink shade of this collection and I'm doing my heart tips again. So I'm actually going to show you guys every single tip. Every color, you're going to see it 5 times, technically 10 because I dipped all the tips twice. Like I said before, if this is your first time doing a heart-shaped tip, then I would definitely practice on a swatch stick. But my suggestion is start at the tip of your nail, like the very middle tip, and then swoop it one way. and then start from the other side and swoop it down into the middle tip area. Okay, so I'm patting down the sides. I got a little too much base on the tip area, so it's like kind of like wonky, spilled over kind of situation. I don't know if you've ever experienced that, where too much base, not enough dip powder, it looks really, really weird. Oh well, so I'll fix that later on. So I'm just dusting everything off, and I'm going to move on to the next nail. I also want to note that yes, this could have been a lot easier if I just did this with nail polish or gel polish or acrylic paint. I didn't have to go through all of this, but I actually did do this almost same exact manicure 2 years ago with nail polish, and then I encapsulated it in clear dip powder over the polish. I could have done it with gel too and did a gel top coat over it, but I wanted to do a 100% pure dip powder method because I know not everybody likes nail polish, waiting the 10 years for it to dry. Some people do not like gel polish because they don't want to use a lamp or they don't have gel polish in every color that they want. So this is like my pure dip powder method. Alright, so things are wrapping up here. I'm pretty much done with this portion, but I'm not done. So stay tuned. I'm going to activate all of my nails. And now I'm going to go into the shaping, filing, and buffing. I'm doing this in 2 parts. So I'm filing, shaping, and buffing like the tips of the nail. This buffing block is amazing, by the way, but I want to smooth out the tips before I go ahead and encapsulate in clear, because if I don't do that now, it's actually going to look really, really strange when I encapsulate it because my tips are not like shaped, so I don't want that wonkiness. So I went ahead and did the tip part off camera, and I need to kind of smooth out the surfaces up here where the color is. I really like this buffing block. I was really surprised by it. I don't usually use such a fine buffing block, but I really did like this. So I have to go through and remove any excess dust, and I'm gonna like clean up the underside because I got a little too much base under there. I have to clean up under there as well. And then I'm gonna have to wash my hands and all that jazz because with all the filing you get dust everywhere. So I just wash them, and I like being extra secure. If I have activated my nails and I plan on going with more base on my nails, I always put rubbing alcohol on them. So I just sprayed rubbing alcohol on my nails. I'm going to dry it, and then when it's dry I'm going to go ahead and encapsulate. So if you're somebody who is concerned about ruining your base bond, spray rubbing alcohol on your nails before you go and apply more base bond to your nails. So my clear of choice for this is Mani Boss. I actually used it last month in a mani recently for like ombre tips. I was so surprised with how clear this dip powder is, and I'm definitely going to have to buy a 1 ounce. I know that she sells it in 1 ounce sizes, so I definitely want to get a larger size of this because I don't think a mini jar of this is going to be enough. I have a lot of clears from a lot of different brands, and this is my favorite. So I'm actually going to do 2 dips of clear. The first dip really concentrated on the heart, the area above the heart, and the second dip of clear is concentrating on the entire nail. Because I did the heart-shaped tips, 2 dips of it, I knew that there was kind of gonna create like a little ledge. So I filled in the ledge with the clear, and then I covered all of it with the clear again. Alright, so now it's time for the not so fun stuff. I have to dust everything off, activate, file shape, and buff. So magically, I did all that off camera, but I'm going to show you guys like a little bit of it. It is very important to me to make sure that the area between the Erica and clear to the heart-shaped tip area is a smooth transition. So that's what I'm focusing on right here, is making sure that is smoothed out. There's no lumps. It's just like a clean, easy transition. So if you're doing this on your nails, I highly recommend not only filing, but buffing it smooth. So try to get the clear very smooth, so there's no lumpity, dumpity, humpity, bumpity areas. Also, this finger right here is kind of sideways for some reason. Probably has a lot to do with how I file my nails. So I'm going to try to correct that a little bit. It's going to look a little awkward for a minute, and then we can go on with finishing my nails. I'm actually not going to top coat these. I have unfortunately been allergic to quite a few gel matte top coats, so I'm not going to even use a gel matte top coat. I'm just going to leave these buffed and smoothed out the way they are. And it's like, if you have a smooth enough grit buffing block, you don't even have to top coat yours. So right here you can not only see how smooth it is, but you can also look at the thickness of my nails. So personally for me, I like thinnish to medium-ish nails. I don't want them too thin, but I also definitely don't want bulky nails. So this is pretty much it. I just have to apply cuticle oil and go about my day, but I love how this turned out. It like gives me candy heart vibes, like the conversation heart ones, except for like no conversation is going on the nails. Haven't written anything on it. I was given the suggestion to actually do conversation heart nails and actually write on them, but there wasn't enough space for me to write the words on the tip area, so I kind of like chalked that idea. So this is it, folks. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you love this and love the fact that it's dip powder only, nothing else, no tricks, no gimmicks. Like not even a gel top coat was incorporated. So if you did like it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And if you have any suggestions for future Valentine's Day manicures, please let me know in the comments or shoot me a DM over on Instagram. I would love to hear your suggestions.